So my name is Richard Wulff. I represent ICISA, the International Credit Insurance and Surety Association, which is the association for largely private market trade credit insurers, political risk insurers, and sureties and their reinsurers. And I always boast that we represent the vast majority of our market. The big one is all the regulations on Basel 3.1 or Basel 4 or Basel Endgame, whatever you want to call it. So the typical role of our industry was always to supply risk cover to financial institutions. They got capital relief out of this. And with all these new regulations, all of a sudden there's a bit of a question mark. Not if trade credit insurance is a valid risk mitigant, but to which extent and how much capital relief those financial institutions are getting. That is very much up for discussion after the report that the PRA and the EBA issued. It's now up to the politicians to form an opinion whether they will allow us as an industry to make it easier for the real economy to be financed. That has everything to do with competitiveness of the economy. I think that's in everyone's mind. And that's why we are talking to those politicians and saying the advice you got from the PRA and the EBA, take it as you will. What do you think it does for the economy? That is one regulatory challenge. Another regulatory challenge is the late payment regulation, which seemed to be dead and buried. It came back from the dead where the Commission said, we do want to protect small and medium-sized enterprises against predatory practices of large companies. So we want to limit the payment terms of all transactions to 30 days. We think it's not the correct way of doing it. First of all, I kind of like freedom of contract. I also look at SMEs as buyers in those transactions, which depend on the financing that their seller is giving them. And last but not least, you can talk about payment terms. It's all good and well. But the late payment regulation is something different. Late payment refers to payment which is done after due date of the invoice. And I think that needs a lot more attention than just saying no invoice may stipulate a payment term of longer than 30 days. Those are the two big issues for me at the moment.